heart of Stanton and Johannesburg. You are listening to Chaval Comms Radio.
Oh, this is the one. Nah. Yeah, I can tell by the way you reacted.
That's it. Okay. No.
We welcome you back to This and That Talk, and it's about to happen.
Yes, it's about to happen, as we have promised you that, yes, we've got someone that we are getting to know better. He's here already.
Like we don't make empty promises.
We always deliver.
We don't.
We always deliver. We always deliver.
Without wasting.
Drums rolling.
And that's how we welcome our guest today. And
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me, and
you can just
and
please.
greetings to your listeners. Special greetings to your listeners and to yourselves.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And it's an honor.
Yes, it's an
for having
honor.
you
Absolutely, for the very first time, and I'm blessed. I'm honored.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're also honored to
Yeah.
have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And many listeners were like interacting with me via Facebook before the show. Like they were anticipating to know more about this great artist. So to someone who's listening out there, you just know the name and some of the songs, but not knowing who is this person. How? Let me put it this way. Who is Hendrick Monyeki? Actually,
Hendrick Monyeki is a born-again child of God. I'm a worship leader before everything else. I'm a child of God, and I mean, The Bible says, God says, I knew you before you were born. You know, but I think we need to acknowledge that. I need to start with that first. You know, I'm a born again child of God. I'm a worship leader at my church called Good News of Hope Ministries in the east of Johannesburg. I've been serving at my church for the past 17 years.
Wow, that's so
consistently.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes, it's very important. I think it's very important to belong somewhere, especially for us as gospel artists. You know, we can't be singing about God and we don't, you know, serve this God. We don't know anything about this God. You know, so I've been serving at my church for the past 17 years. I'm a producer. I'm a music teacher at a school called Music Academy of Gauteng in the east of Johannesburg in Benoni. I'm also a songwriter. I'm also a public administrator. I'm also a project manager. You know, yeah, I'm from a small place called New Yesterday in the east, Pretoria North. There's a place called Hammanskraal there.
Oh, I know the place.
Yes, I'm from Hammanskraal.
Wow.
Then I moved this side way back in 2006, and I've been here for as long as I can remember. And the journey, it's so difficult. You know, this question is very broad. How do you tell somebody and say, you know, tell us who you are? And
honestly, it's what most of the listeners really
want.
Like, because they know more about the person in a musical world.
True.
But there is a person behind that name.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's so true. Yeah, but always it's so difficult. You don't know where to start. You know? You can talk about your achievements.
Yes.
Talk about. I think people are not actually so interested about achievements. They want to know who you really are.
Yes, exactly.
You know what you do on daily basis, and that's what I do. I go to church. I serve at my church. I'm a music teacher at my school. You know, and I'm also now going to be building my own school in Hammanskraal.
Really?
Yes, I have to serve back. I have to.
What kind of school is that?
It's a performing arts center.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I mean, there's one thing that I told myself growing up. I mean, we used to go to town for everything, for food, for school, for everything, literally for everything. And I told myself, I'm going to study, and when I come back, I'm going to change my narrative. I'm going to change all of this. You know, and you know, God willing, we are definitely going to be starting. I've started virtually. I'm actually helping as well. Creatives, musicians, artists on social media, virtually. You know, to register with some Roca or these other royalty collecting agencies, and also telling them that music is business. They need to register their companies. Now there's a funding that's out there for musicians, for creatives. They need to know about such platforms. You know, how do they become compliant so that they can get these fundings?
And you know what interested me when you are talking about building a school back at Hammanskraal. It's like I do know the place. I understand what people on that side go through. It is a bit far from where things are happening.
True.
And if you have somebody who really put himself in that task of trying to do something positive about the community itself, you are more like a community builder. And it's rare to find musicians plowing back to the communities that they are coming from.
That's true.
To us, we can say you are a legend.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, but we just have to say, we don't want to say this when maybe it's something else. We have to let you know that what you are doing is very appreciated. Because that's how you get to be encouraged to do more, and also to encourage other artists to do more about their communities. Yes.
Thank you so much.
You know, there's a question that you said you've been serving in a church for about 17 years.
Correct.
Looking at how people have been changing churches now and again, maybe in 2 years you find that someone has jumped from one church to the other. How do you deal with stress at church? Yeah, you know, it's not always gonna be sweet. We all know that.
Correct.
But how do you deal with that, to have found yourself being there for about 17 years?
I think we need to know the first thing first. who are you going to a synagogue for?
Okay.
Are you going there to please people? Are you going there because of people or other reasons? I think if we get that clear, that I got it clear, that I've got my leaders at church, I've got my pastors, I've got the congregation, but I'm there to serve God. Because I'm not also expecting them to be perfect, because they also need some help. Church synagogue, it's like a hospital. We all go there for some help. Nursing people. So the problem is we expect perfect people at church, and we hate each other at church.
And we're in a process of growing.
That's correct. That's correct. So if you get it clear that you're not there for people, they also they also came for their own service. They came to serve. Serve. Like you are serving God. Everything I do it like that. I serve like I serve God. Even at my workplace, I do the same thing. I don't really look at people's affirmation. I actually need God's affirmation. So I think if we can get that clear, I think will save us a lot of trouble, because we go to church and we find these people that hate us and say these things, and they tell us, you can't be doing that. I came before you. I've been here for 10 years.
Like as if it's a title.
Exactly. I think if you forget about all of that and then look at God, and serve Him, He's the one who's going to reward you. He's the one that
If you want to join in on this conversation, the number is 074-553-8270. That's the studio line. Or send a WhatsApp text or a voice note on 067-863-4220, so that you can get to talk to Mr. Hendrick Monyeki.
Please do talk to us at the number that you've just been given. So yes, going on, what inspired your love for music? What inspired your love for music and the type of music that you sing? Isn't it that sometimes you find that there is someone who is in church, but they decide to go and do kwaito, and you cannot say because you are doing kwaito, don't come to church. That was their choice of music. So yes, what inspired your love for music and the type of music that you're doing?
In fact, this is it's very funny that you're asking me that question, because it's something that I'm trying to teach people. That music is broad, is bigger than what we think it is. We always tend to, put it in a box and thinking, in fact, let's start here. I sing jazz and I sing gospel too.
Beautiful.
Right? And otherwise, in South Africa, the market for jazz is quite slow, right?
Yes.
And, other genres like gospel and hip hop and all that, they actually,
they go
faster, much faster. As a creative, that's why I'm an artist. I'm a creative. I cannot allow myself to be boxed, to be, say, you're a gospel singer. Therefore, you can't sing that. You can't sing unless it's negative, unless it's swearing. I don't believe in such things. But music. But what is gospel music? Let's start there. What is gospel? Gospel means the good news. What is the good news? Not only songs that talks about the cross and Jesus are gospel songs, but songs that talks about love, songs that are encouraging, songs that gives hope. That's the gospel. Why are we so boxed? And that's what I'm trying to teach people. Not only songs that talks about Jesus and the cross and the blood are gospel music. You can have songs that talks about hope, love, and joy. And that's gospel music, because gospel means the good news. So that's what I do. I sing jazz music too. I'm a jazz singer, and on the contrary, I'm going to be having my jazz show on the 2nd of September,
and we will talk about that.
Yeah,
we will talk about that.
And I actually love jazz.
You love jazz?
Like I just happened to get to know you because of that jazz show that is coming up.
Wow!
And I'm like, we need to have Mr. Hendrick. Let's play a song. I think we played Tsebayena Fella Fest,
Mhm.
and we will come and talk about it a bit, but let's play another song for now so that you get to know more of these songs. Just listen to this song. Are you not loving the song already? And the song. What inspired this song?
I think we need to be grateful. The song says Siyabonga. You know, we thank you, Lord. You know, I mean, just for waking up this morning. I mean, how many families are currently crying because someone didn't wake up this morning?
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
that's
so
true.
you know, some people are actually, you know, looking forward to, you know, achieving these big things, but forgetting to be grateful about little things. You know, a little gratitude goes a long way.
Exactly. It
You know,
goes a long way.
So that's what the song is all about. Siyabonga. Father, thank you for life. Thank you for strength. Thank you for everything we have. Thank you for my family. You know, some people don't have anyone.
Yeah.
But you know, you wake up in a house full of people that loves and appreciates you, that are healthy. You can still, you know, have food on your table. Some people are sleeping under bridges as we speak. You know, but we need to be thankful and grateful for what we have. You know, so that's what the song is all about.
Yeah, because many people they tend to make that mistake of wanting to thank God only if they have achieved monetary things or something big, not knowing that the life itself is more important. The family that you have, it's more important. If you still have your family intact,
Be grateful.
be very grateful. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, please tell us about the challenges that you experienced before you could release an album, things like that. Yeah, the challenges that you face when it comes to
The first challenge that I think every musician or artist can actually talk about is money.
Yeah,
Yes,
money.
Literally, you can have the gift, you can have the support you need, but if you don't have money, if you don't have money, because that's actually where the problem begins, because you want to achieve so much, but you don't have funding, you don't have means to do whatever you want to do. And thank God we have entities like Arts and Culture, National Arts Council, and so forth.
Yes.
Those are entities that serves creatives. And the unfortunate part is that some creatives don't know.
Yeah.
They don't even know where Arts and Culture is, where they stay. And these entities need to serve them.
Yeah.
Some people don't, or some creatives don't know that they are, business people. So you need to run your brand as business because money is involved there. You need to be accountable, and that's something I've learned, throughout the years, because I kept on making mistakes doing shows without really, having the budget breakdown, without even having a project plan. Because anything that you want to do must have a project plan.
Yeah, that's true.
God blesses a plan. I'm a witness to that. God blesses something that's written down.
Yes, because
Habakkuk. Can we talk about Habakkuk?
Yes.
Because Habakkuk, that's what the Bible says in Habakkuk. Write your vision down.
Exactly.
Write your vision down. And it says, though it tarries, it will surely come to pass. Though that's another thing. We are not patient. We are so impatient, and we compare ourselves with other artists because another artist has released an album. Now I go quickly. I want to put something together because so and so has released. And to find out that I'm keep on making mistakes and I'm doing something that's not even planned. But those are challenges that we have of not planning things, of not writing our plans down. Because it's very, very important. So I've learned all of that, in my journey, and I've avoided to make such mistakes again. Over the after now I've learned from them.
No, we will continue with the interview. Let's now have the news headlines with Bianca.
Chaval Comms Radio News.
And we are back with your current news with me, your girl B. Two Soweto cops held for allegedly asking bribe from motorists. City Power technician dies after being electrocuted. Former Eastern Cape Bank employees in court for 1 million fraud. Stay tuned for more news with me, your girl B.
Chaval Comms Radio News.
Yes. That's right. That's a lovely surprise. I never thought you would play that song.
It's a good song, though.
Yeah.
It's a very good song. It's very jazzy.
I enjoyed it.
Jazz is great.
You know, I always tell people that if you want to enjoy music, go to a jazz festival or a gospel festival because it's gonna be live.
Yeah.
That's guaranteed. And it's worth the asking money. People who do gospel and jazz, they put everything on their plan. They make it a point that the final end. So that's why I say most of the time you need to be charging more.
Yeah.
But work hard for you. It's not like when you go to a Kwaito kind of music where a person just come and mimic it, that's it. And that person is being paid a lot of money. And I don't understand why it's continuing like that.
You know, we need to teach our people.
And we are still with Mr. Hendrick Monyeki and the song Summertimes. Like it's a transition from that gospel to
jazz.
How do you transit?
I don't know. Like I said to you, music is broad. It's big. It's bigger than us. You know, I am professionally trained as a jazz vocalist. And I've done, in fact, 85% of my resume was formed or built on jazz music. So I've sung with a lot of jazz legends. I've worked with a lot of jazz legends. You know, I was groomed by one of the greatest trumpet players this country has ever had, the late Dr. Johnny Mekwa. He's worked with Jonas Gwangwa. I have worked with Jonas Gwangwa.
Wow.
I've worked with a lot of jazz legends. So and big band music as well. So yeah. So jazz is in me.
Because someone wrote on my WhatsApp, saying that I've been listening to his music, the jazz and the gospel, but I want to know from Mr. Hendrick, who inspired him to the jazz part of music.
To the jazz part of music. I am a learned musician. I went to school to study music. I studied music. Immediately after I did my grade 12, I went to a music college. Then I was exposed to other genres. Before grade 12, years before grade 12 or during grade 12, I was just a gospel singer. Traveling with pastors, going to tent revivals, around the country and all that. But when I started, studying music, then I was introduced to jazz music.
Because the name of the guy was listening now. It's Musa. Is in Bramfontein now, and he is looking forward to the jazz.
Wow.
I think that's why.
No. That's great. Musa, I'm looking forward to see you, man. Thank you so much for listening. It's really inspiring to know that people are listening and getting the feedback. I mean, what we're doing is like a conversation. Conversation is between two people. I can't be throwing things at you, saying so much and not saying anything back. So the feedback helps a lot when people are telling us, giving us this feedback. So really, I'm grateful.
And I definitely is going to be attending the event.
Yes, wonderful.
Yeah, because he was talking more about the event itself.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
And I'd like to know, have you, I know that you have been performing at those big stages, so I'd like to know which one is the biggest of them that you have performed at. And you know what, I've seen a lot of musicians chickening and saying, I'm afraid. How do you deal, what is the biggest stage and how do you deal with stage fright? Yes.
So, like, every stage is unique and great for me, because I have different, audience. But I think the most, the greatest of them all is when I actually traveled overseas.
Wow.
For the very first time, I had my shows in Sweden.
Wow.
So I had a tour there for a month's tour. Actually, a month's tour, and the people there. The people love music. They love me. They're thirsty for music. So I was booked for one other festival for one day. Right. So because of the turnout of that day, they had to rebook me for other days too.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It was really, really humbling to see the feedback there. So people love music. I think the cherry on top is that one when I was actually in Sweden. Because I've done a lot of big stages, like you said, and I love and appreciate what I had. Then I did your Makufes, your Stand Up and Joy of Jazz, International Jazz, Cape Town Jazz Festival, Jazz Festival. In fact, like almost counties. I've actually traveled. I've been in this business for 20 years. So the experience, we learn all the time. But I think I love every place, every stage, every experience I get to perform for our people. So I really, really treasure that. I can't really say that one was boring or that one was too small. For the fact that people came and paid.
Yes,
that
exactly.
is very important to me, and I really value that. And I think I'm a music teacher. Like I was saying, I'm a voice teacher as well. I'm a voice coach. So I will teach you maybe one or two things.
Please do. We just want to sing for our listeners.
So it's I think because we use air to sing.
Okay.
And another important thing is that when you sing, you use imaginations. We don't have places where we just press buttons and notes come out.
Okay.
So it's very important that you when you sing, these are tips actually.
Yes.
That before you're going to sing, you need to warm up. That's the first thing. You need to warm up.
Warm up, you
vocal-
mean?
You can do physical warm-ups. They
Okay.
are physical warm-ups because
okay.
you don't need tension in your body when you sing.
Okay.
Right?
All
So you
right.
need to release whatever tension you have on your neck, the whole body on all that. So you do physical exercises, and then number 2, you're gonna do vocal warm-ups.
Okay.
Right? And there are ones for range and all that. There's called do re mi fa sol la ti.
That's my thing.
So when you do that from the low key to the high key, then you warm up your voice very nicely there because you have almost like every range, when you do that before you sing, and you need to be careful when you eat. You need when you drink as well, no preservatives, no caffeine. It sounds very classy. I had coffee this morning.
Yes.
But as a singer, we can't do that because we are instruments. We're not like instrumentalists, but we are instruments. We're moving instruments. So we need to be very careful when we eat and drink. Just take care of your body. And coming to your question about stage fright, everybody gets that all the time. Whether you got 20 years in the business or not, you still get that. It's very natural, and there's nothing wrong with it. Let me say it. There is nothing wrong when you have stage fright, right? In fact, when you have stage fright, it makes you to be on your toes and then be focused.
Yes. Yeah.
If you get too casual, you get too
comfortable.
Don't give out. But have you ever seen people who are really, really, having stage fright? They are so focused. They are careful that they want to, and they do. You see. So when you have that, obviously you can't perform while you have that. So what you need to do, you stay you're going to breathe in. So I'm going to teach you the correct way of breathing in, right? We were taught the wrong way of breathing in. When they say inhale, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. And that's a very wrong way of breathing in.
Okay.
Yeah. So, illustration. Think about a balloon, right? An empty balloon, right? If you blow your air inside the balloon, what happens to the balloon? It expands. It expands to show that there is air coming in, right? So that's what needs to happen. When you inhale, your stomach must expand. Not your muscles, your shoulders mustn't go up. You must be relaxed.
All right.
You see?
Wow.
So air comes in here, and then the only movement should be your stomach, right? To show that there's air coming in. So you hold. So the breathing in needs to be correct. So when you breathe in 10 times, or you can even 3 times, you breathe in, you hold, you breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. You see, when I breathe in, I don't. You'll suffocate, you'll die. What problem?
Yeah.
So you breathe in 3 times and breathe out 3 times, and you'll see your nerves are gonna come down.
Wow.
Yeah. And another way, I don't know if you've realized, when people get into stage, that's another technique. They laugh. Have you seen it? I was thank you very much. That's a technique. That's a technique. So it calms you down. That's another one.
Like I've been in a choral music myself.
Yeah.
Some of the things, that's what we were taught. Like you become so disciplined.
Yeah.
Like you have to be careful of what you drink before going to the stage and things like that. So it makes you to be more disciplined and trial-free. Yes. And you will be having an event in September. Tell us more about that.
I am over the moon. Right, it's when I think about this event, I'm really, really, really humbled. Because it's an event I've started 6 years ago.
Wow.
And it didn't look so good when I started. In fact, I was saying, I was groomed by one of the greatest jazz legends, trumpeter, Dr. Johnny Megwa, who is late now. He took me under his wings when I was I was a teenager, and I grew up, under his wing, and he taught me a lot of things. So it was just me saying, thank you. How can I really, appreciate this guy and show him that I really appreciate what he's doing for me? Because he took me like his own kid, literally. He bought me groceries, he bought me clothes, he took me to school, all that.
Wow.
Right? And I'm actually currently working at his school.
That's
And I started as a student there, and I graduated. Now I'm in management. I'm a head of teaching in the school.
Wow.
So it's good to wait upon the Lord. Amen.
Yeah, it's
Amen.
good.
So it was just me trying to say, how can I be, to show, that I'm grateful to what he's doing. Then I thought of tribute to South African jazz legends. And, after 6 years of, ups and downs, I had funding before. I actually had National Arts Council coming on board last year. Other years I had, Department of Arts and Culture also coming on board. But this year I have SAMPRA, which is one of the royalty collecting agencies that is actually funding this project, and I'm really, really, really grateful. It's one of their partners and supporters. So I'm really, really grateful about the funding they gave us to push this project. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Yes, no, it's gonna be great. No, it's going to be great. Then I'm not even buying anyone's face. I'm not trying to sugarcoat or anything.
You know it.
No, it's going to be great.
We're coming.
You have to come. You have to come.
It's going to happen.
I actually have surprised jazz legends that are coming, on stage. They're going to be joining me on stage on that day, yes. And I work with about 11-piece band. I normally work with about 21-piece band. It's a big band. So this time I had to, cut it a little bit, but it's going to be great. The sound is big. It's going to be super, super awesome. So I'm paying tribute to Mam Letambulu. I'm paying tribute to Mam Mira Makeba. I'm paying tribute to Tate Kaifa Simiya. These are people that I have an honor to work with. To work with, to be around with. To be listening to them, giving me advices, that some I've worked with years, I've begged them, I've worked with them, doing movies for them. So that is such an honor. So every year I pay tribute to jazz legends. So this year it's going to be super, super, super amazing, especially that some jazz legends are coming. Not only coming to attend the show, but are coming to join me on stage, bro.
Wow.
Like, that is such an honor.
Like, I'm starting to have
Those
goosebumps.
That's gonna be super awesome.
I'm very ready.
When is the event and where is it taking place exactly?
The event is on the 2nd of September. And another thing is that I'm mixing it with my birthday celebration.
It's gonna be epic.
It's
gonna be epic.
Yeah,
if you want to find someone like happy, then it's on his or her birthday.
No.
If you want to get the best from the person,
And if it's mixed with his celebration, it's gonna be a very huge cake.
It's going to be
A huge one, because we want to eat.
Yes, most definitely. It's happening on the 2nd of September at 7 p.m. at Joburg Theatre. Tickets are available on web ticket and Pick and Pay. People can just say, and also on Joburg Theatre's website, and say tribute to South African jazz legends, or Hendrick Monyeki, Hendrick with a CK, HENDRICK, MONYEKI. Definitely going to. Tickets are very cheap, man. You bring somebody. Don't come alone, please. Bring some couple of people.
As well, I used to go to Jazz Lab and Jazz Festival. We don't just go there.
No. It's always nice with friends.
Because the environment itself is so safe, relaxing, and you just go there and enjoy yourself.
Correct.
That's one thing about jazz music, because you will never hear
any funny stories that happen.
That's why you still see the standard pack of Joy Jazz still packed, because
it's decent.
That's what we want.
Professional.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely. Even Chaval Comms Radio will be there.
Oh yes.
That is
we're gonna be there.
Chaval Comms Radio will be there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've been interacting with a lot of people because I posted the poster,
Yeah.
and I was like, no man, we know the guy.
Yeah.
We know the guy. That's why even Musa, he knows.
Yeah, Musa, yeah.
Yes, so I'm like, oh, because it seems as he has been in one of your shows. I think you did the live. Is it Arise or what?
Arise.
Yes, I think that's why.
I actually recorded Arise at Joburg Theatre.
Exactly. He was talking about that.
Wow.
I know the guy from the Arise. So I'm like, oh, really?
Yes,
He's a very good artist.
Wow, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, Musa.
And
Yeah.
definitely Chaval Comms will be there.
Thank you so
We'll
much.
be there. Definitely. I love jazz, so why not
Yeah.
take 2 or 3 people with me?
Yeah.
And the fact that it's a tribute to the legends.
Exactly.
A
You know,
tribute to
legends.
the legends.
Yeah.
So it's a unique, and it's going to be a quite joyful experience.
Yes.
we're gonna
Yes,
be-
yes,
Correct.
yes. But before we wrap up the interview, what can you tell or what can you say to someone out there who's listening to you right now but is inspired to go the music route? What are the do's and the don'ts that he or her needs to be aware of before embarking in that?
I think a few things that I actually touched on earlier on. That music is business. We need to actually start right. People need to know that they need to register their companies with CIPC so that they run their business in a professional way, because it's very important. People will treat you the way they do because you let them.
Yes.
You do. It's very important how you introduce yourself to people for the very first time.
Yes.
If you introduce yourself to people, that you are a beggar, no maini, anything is okay. Give me booze, give me food, then I'll come and perform for free.
Yeah.
That's wrong. That's wrong, because
it's sad.
it's very, very, because you're giving music a bad name.
Yes.
You understand? People can't be using. It's okay if a client says, we want to hear you. Okay, fine. We don't know you. We hear you that you do this great music, you're a band and whatnot, but we need to hear you. It's okay to hear me for the first time. Just once.
Yes.
Not twice, thrice, 4 times. Now you give me food, you promise me food and booze. I can buy my own food.
Yes.
Give me money. I'm an adult. I'll go buy food for myself.
Exactly.
You understand?
Mm.
So it's very important that how we introduce ourselves to people, because that's how they're going to treat us for life.
Yeah.
And if you come back later and say, I want 5,000, but all along you've been okay with me giving you food and booze. What's
now
wrong?
You want money.
Wow, now you want money. What's changed?
Yeah.
And they start treating you otherwise. So it's very important that you introduce yourself correctly to people. They should know that you're a business person. You have business. You need to account. And that's another thing, that when you have a business, you will be able to account. You'll have tax clearance. You'll have financials. To show that you are able to use money correctly. And even these business people, if they want to fund you, they'll be able to fund you because they have the track record that this guy is accountable. And so if you need to succeed, that's the first thing that you need to do. Register yourself with CIPC, register your business there. It's only 175. Go there. You don't even go. You don't even have to go to Pretoria. Just get online and type CIPC, log in. You log in there, you punch your things, and you get registered. And also another important thing is that I spoke about Sampros, Sampra, Capasso, Risa. Those are entities musicians or creatives needs to be aware of. Those are entities that they need to register with. Some are free, and some you have to pay annual fees like 250. I know Sampro is free. I know Capasso it's 250 if you want to register as a composer and a publisher, and also with Sampra, you can register little time. You can register as an artist. You can also register as a record label. You know, I mean, I get that question all the time. So you need to be aware of these entities, register yourself with them, because music is business.
Exactly.
You cannot be, performing for free forever, because that's how you're going to think this thing is not working. You know, I mean, some parents are actually, watching these people and say, that's fine. You end up watching go because they think there's nothing happening.
Yes.
You know, they don't see any progress simply because you don't treat yourself right. You are a brand.
You must treat yourself like
So you
one.
need to treat yourself like one. You need to treat yourself like one. So if people want to hear you, they must just hear you once and that's it. Next time they must pay. They must work how you work.
Yes.
You know, if you're saying I charge 5,000 rand, they must give you that 5,000 rand if they love your brand. You know, so it's very important to do that. Also, go to school before it, because we can't be, a CD alone, an album alone, it's not enough. I need to clear this to artists in this country. That why do doctors go to medical school? Have you ever found a doctor that says I have a practice and they've never went to school?
No.
But we do. Why do we do that? We give music a bad name. That's why we give music a bad name.
Wow.
You record, you get into studio, record whatever you record, and you call yourself a full musician. You're not a musician. You are not. You must go to school. Your gift alone won't carry you. You need skill too. You need papers too. That's why these people are treating us the way they do. It's because we don't take ourselves seriously. You know, if we need to teach people that this is a profession, we need to go to school. You understand? Yes. And then so much, we are being compared with doctors and all of them, because music is indeed a career.
Wow, very profound.
A profession.
And this is the reality.
It
the
is
truth
the reality.
about how things need to be done.
And
yeah.
Before you go, please tell us how can we get hold of you, your social media handles. Yes.
Okay, I'm on Facebook as Hendrick Monyeki, Hendrick with a CK, HENDRICK, Monyeki, MONYEKI. I'm also on Twitter as @Monyeki Hendrick, and also on Instagram @H Monyeki. And that's where you'll find me on social media. And you can DM me anytime if you have questions about the music business. I'm a music teacher. I help people for free. Even currently, I've been posting about people, musicians, creatives need to register their businesses and so forth. So I can help you for free. No, I won't charge you. I don't even have to know where you stay. Just DM me. I'll direct you. I'll give you, I'll advise you how to do the things absolutely free. I mean, people charge people 2,000 to register a company, 4,000, and the thing is free.
That's free.
Like lack of
You
knowledge.
just pay lack of knowledge. You just pay 175, and you don't even have to travel anywhere. You just do your things on the comfortable, or being comfortable in your own house. Yeah.
No, thanks, Mr. Monyeki, for coming through.
Thank you so much, guys.
We are looking forward to
the 2nd of September.
Yes. I think we'll go straight to the news, and then after we'll have the pictures and everything about the event, so that we can get the listeners to be aware of all the time until to the event.
Thank you. Thank you so much to you for having me. Thank you to Sampra for funding the tribute to South African jazz legends.
Thank you.
Chaval Comms Radio News.
All right, and we are back with your favorite news with me, your girl B. A city power technician died after being electrocuted while responding to an outage in Willow Park on Wednesday. The city of Johannesburg said on Thursday Kali has been tracing a cable fault in Molopo Street. At the time said, I'm an MC for the Environment and Infrastructure Services Department. Michael was a city power technician for 20 years with a specific focus on restoring power in large-scale outage. It is utterly devastating to lose someone in the line of duty like this when all he was trying to do was ensure the people of Johannesburg have basic needs. Two officers from Deep Kloof Police Station in Soweto will appear in the Orlando Magistrate